welcome back to the Lady Lair. We are back with another episode. If you guys tuned in, last week's episode was super funny. And if you didn't tune in, child, you better go back and replay because the time was had. Do you hear me?
We had a ball.
Yes, we really did. So for today's Buzz Lair that we're going to get into, we're going to discuss, I don't know if you guys watched it, but Presumed Innocent.
On Apple TV.
On Apple TV, baby.
Yes.
If you haven't watched yet and you want to plan on watching it, just skip past this part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, the last episode when he was talking. Okay, so where should we start with the last episode? That's where I want, because what I'm focused on is the last couple of minutes of that daggone episode.
Yes. Okay, that's what
let's start on who you thought the person was going to be.
And I thought it was that white man. They all white.
The DA, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I said, he did it because he's too obsessed with her. He up there.
I thought it was the DA too.
She called HR on him. All of this. So then,
go ahead. I was gonna say first, I thought it was the DA, but as they start telling more and they start getting into the son, I thought it could have been the son or the dad.
Yeah,
I thought the son too at one point.
Yeah,
but I thought the son first, and then as they started talking about how the DA was, and that's when more and more I was convinced that it was him, especially because how hard he was going to convict him. I get that's your job, but you was ignoring everything that was evidence that it couldn't have been him.
The fact that there was literally no evidence against him is crazy,
right? But, and then I thought that because he was representing himself, it was gonna screw him over, because everybody was warning him, "Don't do it. It can hurt you." But he was the head DA.
He was the best. He was the best in his job, though. So he knew what he was doing. So he was the best in his job. That's why he was like, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And child, that was the episode before the very last one. So the second last episode, when he went on trial, I was on the edge of my seat, because I was like, child, you convincing me. I said,
I know, it was so good.
It was really good.
Well, the whole time they were on trial, I was just sitting watching I was a juror. I probably would would make me not want to convict him.
Right.
That would if you don't watch this show, or you haven't, this is your time to binge it, because when the show's over, you could just hang out
back to back.
Yeah, it was so good. So on this one, okay, so we know who we thought it was. So then we see the trial, and then they go home. He gets found not guilty. Mm-hmm. He goes home and he confronts the wife. And this whole time I'm because she was acting offended or whatever, and I'm
scared, nervous.
Yeah, she was afraid. Just you're scaring me. You're scaring me.
The beginning of the season, I remember thinking to myself, it might be the wife.
I did too.
That was me. I might have did the same thing too, because you're not about to play in my face and then have a baby talk about you obsessed. But I said, okay, it might be the wife. So then when that came out, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
the wife.
I love that he protected her. He thought it was the wife. He didn't even
know
who did it. And he was protecting her. He knew that it wasn't him, but he was well, this and this. Well, I think it's you, and I protected you. I'm the one that did all of that stuff. And then, child, should we get into it, or should we leave him in suspense a little bit more?
No, we already told them they can fast forward. Go ahead and fast forward.
Well, listen. So then he goes and he's accusing the wife, and the daughter comes out of the shadows and says it's her. Lord, oh my God.
That's why she was so invested in the case and was just do you
wanting to go to court with him and no one else would.
Yeah, she wanted to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
I was like, that little girl. Of course, she didn't mean to kill her, but dang.
I don't know. The memory of her doing it was like she did try to kill her, because the way that the mistress, I don't forgot her name, the way the mistress said, well, in other words, I'm not going anywhere because I'm pregnant.
Right.
That was my thing. Why would you say that to a child?
Right.
She was asking for it.
Right. She was too full of herself. The way that the son, she didn't even want to be in her son's life. I already knew she didn't have good character, so it did not surprise me that.
You gonna sit up in front of his daughter,
and
say, well, I'm having his baby. Am I the baby mama? Like, what?
Right, exactly.
Does
That was
he
very strange. Yep.
The fact that she told the daughter and the man didn't even know is crazy. Like, at least wait until you tell him or give him the opportunity to tell them, because obviously you're gonna keep the baby.
Right.
Like, why make that revelation to her?
It was her goal to ruin their family, because if you told the daughter that, you probably were thinking she was gonna go home and tell her mom.
Right.
Something.
So she knows she was messing with.
And the way that the dad, he basically, right, let's take it back when he was talking with the wife and he was like, I deal with murderers on a day-to-day basis. And he was basically saying like how you were just so relaxed and so calm. And he was like, I knew it was you. And he tied the girl up and to, set the scene up perfectly. But he's still an accomplice. So now he's innocent. So I did a little research because this is based off of a novel. This is based
innocent of the murder. He's not innocent.
He's innocent of the murder,
not the crime.
Of the crime. So he can't go back on trial for that same jail because he's already been convicted innocent of that. But
he could be convicted of accessory after the fact. Because
but I don't know if that's actually going to come to light and fruition. But the second season, I looked it up. That second season they're going to come out with is actually going to be called Innocent. So I cannot wait. Because he's innocent. I don't know when I think it's going to come out next year. So, we have some time to wait, because I was reading that this was supposed to be a one and done. Like,
yeah,
that was it, because it was based off of a book. Now they're actually writing the next chapters of what it's supposed to be, because people were really hooked on. I don't know why they thought they could make the show and have one season, baby, because we are invested. I want to know what happened.
But it's cool because there's so many other ways you can go. Like there's a lot more to uncover. So
right. Yep. Woo, that was a good show.
And the wife, she got scared when he was saying all that he did to cover up for her. She probably thinking like,
what was it? Because I didn't do it. And then her daughter came from around the corner. Now she's like, oh, you done got my daughter involved in all of this.
She already was out there cleaning the bike like a maniac when she thought the son was going to be involved.
And not them having Thanksgiving dinner like a happy family, like ain't shit happened.
All right, y'all. Let's get into Big Brother. So last week's episode of Big Brother was insane, and I loved it. Like, this was probably the best episode of Big Brother for me as far as drama, because Angela went nuts. Like, she sat in that room and simmered all night and unleashed on whatever that man's name, Matt. Like,
and the crazy part is she made up in her head this big old scenario. Everybody's against her, when the people who were talking with her was one of the guys who she made a final two with.
Right.
Like, why would he lie to you like this? Why would he conspire like with the whole house? Like, insane.
Mm-hmm. I was
she is definitely Cocoa Puffs.
Right. She definitely gives MAGA vibes. Like,
MAGA.
MAGA. I ain't never heard it that way.
I've never heard anybody say it like that.
MAGA vibes. I love that child.
Yeah, so we'll see. But she's on the block along with what had me dying? The guy who doesn't the guy who's a chef and he doesn't like
the other chef.
The other chef.
The glitter chef girl. She's annoying.
She's annoying, but he had me rolling because when she got put up on the block, he was sitting at the table like, yeah.
But look, I don't want Angela to go home because she's bringing the drama. It's going to be boring if she goes home.
Yeah, so we need her.
I want her to sit on the block and be scared, bring her back down to reality, and then she needs to be back on there so she could go crazy again later on in the season. Like,
yeah, we need her energy because she's gonna keep stirring the pot. I don't know what she's going through, but she is hot and cold, up and down, and that's what we need because everybody else is kind of like really mild tempered. And I'm curious because I thought Rabina was gonna be more of like involved because of her personality in the beginning. You know what I'm talking about?
Who is that?
She's a Filipino girl.
Oh, she was like the little short one, right?
When she first came in the house, she had so much energy and she was so excited. And it's like, dang, girl, we don't even see you on the episode. Like, literally, I've seen her twice.
Child.
Like when the group gathered. Yeah. So I'm like, dang, what are you doing? I don't know if that's her strategy to hide in the shadows. But
so how do you think the new HOH is going to handle it? You think she's going to blow it or she's going to be a good HOH?
I think she's gonna do her best. It's hard because the summer just started. Don't really know everybody like that. She's trying not to ruffle no feathers. I feel like she's playing it good by trying not to get blood on her hands because it's too early to be trying to get big people out. It's too. You don't even know who's a big player yet,
right? And they
so
keep on picking on Kenny. Like, why do y'all? I don't know why they keep putting him up.
I think because it's the easiest thing to do.
But there's big, like, I would put up Mackenzie before I put up what you call it. I guess they don't know. Well, I would have put
He's
up her
smart too, though.
She told her that she had the power. I would have put her up and make her use it.
Use the power. I'd put her and Leah up there together. So that she had to use the power on herself, and then you still have Leah up there, so then you take out one of her allies if you needed to.
Yeah, because then when she comes back at you, she don't have nobody to back her if after she uses her thing, because she told her that she used it. Like, not even wanting her to go home, but girl, I can't let you have this power over me. So
right. But I think she's just trying not to get blood on her hands, which I understand. So I think they got a good group up there, but somebody gonna pull themselves off. So she need to figure out who else she gonna put up in their place.
Yeah.
It's potentially 2 people that could get pulled off, Vito and the other thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Not too much going on besides that because the new episodes come on tomorrow and Thursday. So we'll have more updates next week.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yes.
Girl, you said that last week.
Yeah, whatever.
So moving along to the gossip layer, you guys, we got a little bit of tea in the gossip world with reality television. Apparently, Apollo Nida got arrested for assaulting his wife.
Yeah,
I think her name is like Shireen or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so what's the story? Because I didn't read it.
So apparently, like, it wasn't really like what I found. It wasn't really in depth. They didn't even tell like what happened. Like, I guess they got into an argument or whatever. She called the police. They arrested Apollo. Clearly he wasn't beating. I don't know if he was like really beating her up like that. Not to say like it matters, but because his bail was only $3,000. Like, if he really messed her up, I'm sure it would have been a higher bond.
Probably like intimidated her and was acting aggressive.
Yeah.
Right. Or they got in a domestic dispute with each other and she called or whatever.
You've seen this happen before. And I mean, honest to God, you saw how aggressive he was kind of starting to get with Phaedra.
Right. So I'm actually not shocked.
Yeah. She was like, get away from me with this, Apollo. Like that.
Right.
I still tell people to get away from me with this.
Right. Like,
don't pick up on it though. And I'd be so mad. I'd be like, get away from me with this. And they just look at me. I'd be like, man, just move on.
It is a classic Phaedra line. Like, okay, so speaking of Phaedra, we got an announcement this week that she is returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she's going to be on this new up and coming season, which already has started filming. We know that Kenya was placed on some type of leave. They're saying that she wasn't fired, but she's no longer filming. And it looked like they was grabbing for straws to try to make this season pop, because apparently Phaedra is now going to be on the new season. And there was some conflict because I guess she was, trying to figure out her contract situation with Married to Medicine, but we got tea on that too.
Right. I heard that she left Married to Medicine because Dr. Heavenly brought Apollo and Shireen on the show.
Right. That's what I was about to say. So they posted, it was in the blogs today that basically Phaedra decided to leave the show because she felt like they put her in that compromising position with having, the two of them on there. I was like, listen, this is what the world wanted to see.
Right.
When she was on.
That's not completely true. She went on her
right. She said it's partially true.
Yeah, she said it was partially.
We won't know until the actual show comes out, because of course they're not gonna ruin the season by giving us all the tea.
Right.
Yeah.
But something happened, and hopefully she do what she need to do on this new season, because I don't know.
Do y'all think, out. I think this was premeditated. I don't think this was just something that happened, because remember how Kandi said, like, if y'all bring Phaedra back on the show, I'm leaving. Kandi Ben announced that she was leaving. I don't think Candy's about her money. I don't think Kandi would have left just because she was over it. She probably got wind that Phaedra was going to be joining back on the show. So she was like, I'm out of here. So I think that's my opinion. I think they probably knew that Phaedra was going to maybe not have a peach so much to say. They knew that they was going to bring Phaedra and ease her way on the daggone show. What they need to do is bring back Nene. I know Nene didn't suit them and they did the most, but go ahead.
Ideally, they said that they were saying like that we asked for who's the first person that came back? Portia. First we asked for Portia. She's back. Then we asked for Phaedra, she's back. Now everybody's asking for Nene, so people are like suggesting that maybe
they wanted to bring back Sheree. They wanted to bring back Kim Zolciak. Don't nobody want to see them. I don't care about none of them.
Ideally, Nene, Phaedra, and Portia would make a great show because of their dynamics, like as friends, but also, friends and foes, but also just the one-liners in their mouth. Like Nene and Phaedra's mouth alone is enough to ruffle feathers amongst the group, and I think that's what they're probably missing right now is somebody that could just shoot fire. Because especially with Kenya being gone, like who finna do it?
Nobody.
I don't know if I feel like it's not gonna give what we think it's gonna give. Cause like on Married to Medicine, like low-key, I feel like Phaedra was a little bit of a dud. Like the funeral.
I'm talking about if they brought back Nene, Phaedra, and Portia. That's why I said I feel like
all three of them.
I feel like they need in order to get what they want, they need another element. Because like you saying, Phaedra, she wasn't getting what she's supposed to give on Married to Medicine. But I feel like if she needs somebody to kind of like provoke her a little bit, like
I do feel like Phaedra Married to Medicine, I feel like the reason why maybe I feel like she's been friends with those ladies, and that's probably why they brought her on the show. Mm-hmm. But Phaedra might be a different chapter of her life, and they didn't really give her airtime to really talk about what's going on in her life. She just seemed to be like how they did on the Housewives, like the friend of somebody, right? So I feel like that's why she didn't give what we wanted her to give, because we're not really in what she's got going on in her life. So now that she's on the Housewives, I think that'll give her an opportunity to let us know, the viewers know, what is she really working on, what projects she got, her kids. We can see, what her kids are going on. And in that natural shade, Phaedra is so comfortable with that mouth. She literally just knows how to give it.
Yeah, I think too, Married to Medicine in general is just a different vibe because it's more so about the couples than the group. Like, it's about the friend group too, but also most of their drama comes from their history.
Right.
Like of them being friends within the couples and like all that stuff. With just throwing Phaedra in, it's like she kind of tried to do a little something, but they're not bringing her on for her life story though. They're bringing her on for the drama. And she wasn't giving it because she didn't have nothing to give. Who was going to be that person for her to go back and forth with? That's why I'm saying I feel like Phaedra needs somebody to kind of like play tennis with. They tried
that with Sweet Tea because they like the way she was like low-key like shading Sweet Tea. I think that they wanted them to go back and forth.
But Sweet Tea, like Quad, Sweet Tea wasn't on that
time. Even with Quad, like they was like when she like didn't have Quad's back when everybody was like telling her to go home and all of that stuff. I think they wanted that to like turn into something.
And it didn't give.
Yeah, everything was falling flat. That's why I'm like even without like I don't think Nene's ever gonna come back to House.
No, never.
So like that's like a fantasy. But Phaedra and Portia, I don't think that it's like Freaking Frack. It's not. Freaking Frack was good because nobody liked them. They had to be like the
on an island.
Duo.
Yep.
Right. Now I don't know if it's like that. Like right now, I feel like Drew is the one on the island because Shamia don't like her. Shamia don't like her. Portia supposedly got beef with her. Like I'm sure because I don't even know.
How do you guys feel about Shamia being a housewife after all of these years of her being just a friend, Portia's friend? I'm not too excited about Shamia because she never really brought anything, in my opinion, to deserve a peach.
I feel like they did that for Shamia the same way they did it for Marlo. Marlo was on the show for years and they finally gave her a peach. It's the same thing for Shamia.
Or
this is her opportunity to bring it. If she don't bring it, she's gonna be just like Marlo and off the show.
Right.
Or maybe my theory was kind of like Portia, one of her negotiations was like, you need to bring her on the show. Like I need somebody there to have my back. And she's already in the family. People already know who she is. She's married. Like, just she has a story. I feel like maybe Portia might have pitched her or put her in the contract or whatever, but
Maybe.
Shamia, I don't know. We'll see. All we've seen from her is Portia's homegirl and she liked to twerk. That's all we've really seen from her.
Right.
I like Shamia though.
I'm nervous for Housewives of Atlanta. The only thing that I think that's really going to bring it, the drama, is Portia, because we seeing her marriage unravel and unfold right before our eyes. So I really want to know what's going on in the background with that. They just put their business out on blast anyway. So I'm like, y'all couldn't keep a little bit of secret so we can get a little bit of like, some kind of mystery of what the season's going to, outplay. But I'm curious how Portia's going to bring it. But everybody else,
and we don't know what the new girls are going to bring. So we have to see what the new girls are going to do and how those dynamic goes. They're probably trying to keep most of the things hush hush because quite frankly, we know too much already.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't even know all of this. So hopefully they save something with the new girls to kind of bring some type of spark, because if not,
and I don't want to spend too much time on this because we know I can go on and on and on about the Housewives. I'm a freak for Housewives, but I feel like that we crave that originality from the beginning of the Housewives so much, but we're never going to get that because people have grown up watching the Housewives, so they know what the Housewives is. So we're never going to get true authenticity from these women because they want to be fake and lay it on extra for camera time. And that's why it's just like, it's starting to get boring. So that's why I don't know if I have too much hope for Atlanta, because Atlanta was giving like raw, like we are who we are.
That's why I was hoping that they would have literally wiped the slate clean and used fresh people that are just raw and ready to just show who they are and show their lives, because that's the only way you're going to get that, because people that have already been in reality television, they know what to do. They know what to say. They know how to present themselves. And we need people that don't know what's going on. We need people that just in there living their life, forgetting that the cameras is there.
Yes.
Like that's what you need. So
it's gonna happen. We'll see.
All right, girl. Let's get into these reviews, girl.
First up, Real Housewives of Orange County. Alexis and her single white female mess.
Yeah.
She got the same dog as Shannon. She's trying to weasel her way back into the friend group, even though I feel like she might be more in the friend group than Shannon.
Low key.
And she then took a man her gym. Like, girl, you don't want to be original about nothing, huh? You just
She's doing like way too much. It's weird. It doesn't make her look good at all. I feel like you said, I literally had the same notes when I was watching the show. Like, it's giving single white female. Like, you bought a dog that looked like her dog. Like, that's where I draw the line. Like,
it was interesting that even Shannon was saying, like, the reason why I know he's love bombing you, she's like, he's taking you to the same restaurants that he took me on the first date. He said the same thing, the same trips that he took me. He's taking you on the boat, the same boat.
It's plug and play. Like, he literally picked up Shannon, put her over here, and plugged Alexis right into the life that he already had. Like, and you even using her stuff that she introduced you to. Like, that's her gym. Who cares if she wasn't there for 6 months? It's her gym. Like, it's a little bitty gym too. Like, why do you have to go to her little private gym that she goes to?
My thing is, why are they so mad at her? Like, I don't get it. Like, Carlos King had this interview and they on there talking about Shannon like a dog. Like a dog. Did y'all move on? Like, why are y'all so mad?
It's like their whole relationship is to like be mad at her. Do y'all sit up and talk about her all day at home? Because
I feel like they do. I feel like they really do. Very weird, because if I'm gonna be with somebody, I don't want to go to the gym where she at. Why?
Yeah,
I don't want to be where she at. Like, we on our own journey. We on our own thing. And it's giving that you still got feelings for this person because you keep trying to want to talk about this person. And Alexis,
it's weird. Why are you okay with that?
You want to be Shannon. I hate to say that, but do you want to? You want to be the spotlight of Shannon? Like, you want to live her life? Is that what you want to do? Because you're saying that's not true. No, it's not true. But that's all you do is talk about Shannon. It's like you're circulated about that. That's so weird.
There's no way I would feel comfortable with a man I would be like, as soon as I heard like this was y'all's favorite spot, this is this, like it's too many things Like, I understand if you had a favorite restaurant that you may have introduced her to, that's your restaurant. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
But everything, like, I would not be okay with that.
Yeah.
And Alexis isn't giving that she's a girl's girl. I'm a girl's girl, unless I know she trifling and maybe she had it coming. But I'm always looking at the man like, well, what did you do? Like, women don't just act cuckoo banana birds for no reason. Sometimes they are a cuckoo banana bird girl. And
Yeah, John Jansen is a saint because she is gonna defend him. And
that's crazy.
She can't no more, and she don't even know this man. She only met him 2 months ago.
Right.
Like, girl.
That's giving also where at your big age, you can't see right through that.
And she was on a Carlos King interview, like, yeah, they don't know him. Like, I know him, and they've only met him. They don't know who he is, what he loves, what he does, and da da da. It's like, girl, they know something about him.
Talking about me and Emily never even had a conversation. That's, and that really shows your character, because if you've never had a conversation and you talk and mess about her, like, what does that say about you?
Right.
Like, come on.
That part.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, and she is too.
Right.
And I'm already sick of their storyline. I'm sorry. Can we move on, Alexis? Like, what are you?
It's gonna be the whole season, and I hope Andy don't bring her back, because that's gonna be like, what else? Like, if she breaks up with John Jansen or whatever his name is, what are you gonna talk about then? Oh, she's gonna talk about the breakup with him. That's her whole storyline, girl. Give us something different. Boo.
Right.
Tomato, tomato, lettuce.
And so they had like their what was it? A flag football game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it looks like that Gina and Jen might be trying to move on from what happened at the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good thing. Hopefully they can move on from that and move on. So I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the storyline, though. Are they going to keep this going? What do y'all think? Are they going to keep it going? Or are they going to let it go?
I think they might try to keep it going for at least another episode. They feel like this is good, but we're bored.
I didn't hear the first part. I'm not gonna lie to you. You said what's gonna keep on going?
The Gina and Jen saga.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so, because Jen already explained. Now that's where we can get on. Now we saw why Jen was projecting and being mean. Mm-hmm. She was going through something and not being nice. So I think they squash that. So wait, what?
You said Jen?
Not Jen. I'm talking about Gina.
Mm-hmm. Gina wasn't listening or being accountable, which is why Gina was frustrated.
Yeah.
But we also found out why Gina was being so harsh, because she was going through something. That's why.
Yeah, I don't have patience, and you don't want to listen to me. So yeah, you are so right. I'm gonna give it all the way to you. Girl, you're wrong.
I think it could be both things at once.
I got my own life, and
that's what I'm saying. It's two situations where there's cold water and hot oil. Like,
they both had a lot going on.
And so either are gonna see. And I only saw when I was messaging his child, he was going through it over DM like we per usually do, child. Mm-hmm. After I only went off a clip, I didn't see the full episode. I saw that clip when Gina was calling Jen a daggone squatter. And I said, now that was just crazy. That was really mean.
He is a squatter.
Anyways, Gina apologized afterwards, and then she started crying and quivering her bottom lip because she was actually upset that her and her man are, they splitting apart and all of that. So she apologized for being mean. So I said, okay, Gina, you apologize, and I appreciate that. I didn't appreciate her being mean. That was not nice.
He just told her the truth. She was a squatter.
Oh.
You paying your rent and you live.
What I want to know is what does Emily have to do with?
Okay, but we didn't talk about Emily.
Okay, all right.
Emily is Gina's friend, and she gonna ride for her, just like every other friend that's getting into it with somebody is gonna ride for their friend.
Yeah, I think everybody else just like mess. I think everybody else, aside from the people that were supposed to be involved, they got tea, they ran with it. But also, everybody kind of said the same thing at the table, like they understand where both sides were coming from.
Yeah.
And I do as well, where it's like, yeah, if somebody screwed me over, I'm going to be pissed. And I can't determine how my reaction is going to be. I'm not going to be thinking about you because you weren't thinking about me.
Right.
And that's just kind of how life goes.
Right.
So they both had different things going on. And so it doesn't excuse why you didn't do what you did or why you did what you did. But it happened. So.
Right. Well, the only reason why I was curious, because when Gina was, calling her names and then Emily chimed in, I thought it was just so, I don't think that's almost like tag teaming, right? Like unfair, like you jumping somebody. But even Tamara, she's the messiest of them all. She'd be ready to hop on the bandwagon of going in on Jen at the drop of dying. Y'all know that's the truth. Anytime Tamara has an opportunity to go in on Jen, she will. But
Yeah.
you know, and Emily were calling her names. Even Tamara was like, "You guys, that's not nice."
Yeah.
And even
do you think that she was really sincere? Tamara was saying that so that you can have this conversation right here and be like, even Tamara felt bad for her.
Right.
This one,
she was the one ripping her to shreds when she brought her on the show.
That little tiny clip of Tamara saying that will never make me change my mind about her.
Girl, you over here talking about she got a good heart because she
I ain't never said that. You put words in my mouth. I ain't never said that. I ain't never said that once. What I was saying is, of all the people, Tamara was even saying, and everybody else. But my confusion, I understand that that's her friend. She gonna ride for her, but what does that got to do with you, Emily? Why are you chiming in and doing the most? Jen did not come for you, and she surely really wasn't coming for Gina. She was just explaining. I don't think she was coming for her the way they was coming for her. I really don't. I really feel like Jen wants to sit there and cry.
I think it was a matter of when you agree with someone, right? So if somebody's at the table saying like, well, yeah, you were a squatter. Well, you kind of were. It was kind of like that, like where it's like, well, and we know Emily probably was lit. Okay. First of all, she's always lit. So when Emily is lit, she says whatever comes to her mind. And again, Gina is her friend. She's going to ride for Gina. Did she need to ride for Gina in that moment?
No.
But that's what friends do. And if you agree with something, because I'm kind of like the same way to where sometimes, especially if I had a little sip, if I agree with something, I might be like, well,
y'all, I think
y'all already know when I have a little sip, I'm just like Emily. I don't.
Yeah, she gonna tell it all.
I definitely ain't gonna have no filter when I got.
You guys, you know what? I think what it is. I have never had a friend like Emily. Then, like somebody, no, my friends watch. They're gonna be like, "Chow, what did you just say?" But like how my friends and my friend circle, how we are, like, I've never been in that type of drama before. And if I am in that kind of drama, you cut the hell off. I'm not even there is no time to be in a circle and having a conversation about it. But I've never experienced that where even if like, I've never had somebody have my back and chime in like that, because in our group, the girls, they just stay quiet and they keep it between you and that person. They say they ain't got nothing to do with me. So that's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm not used to that. But look, I need to hang out with y'all then, because I need y'all to have my back the way Emily got Gina back then. Shoot.
Yeah, because that's how it goes, especially in a group setting like that, where it's like and then you see your friend getting upset, and it made sense. I think the thing that pissed Gina off the most was the lack of accountability. The fact that Jen didn't acknowledge. She was like, I don't understand what's wrong. Like as soon as they walked or they were leaving that brunch or whatever, I don't know what's happened between us. Like, girl, you don't know. That made me even more mad, because now you're just acting in like my face.
Yeah,
like
you're goes to play in this white women OC world that they play aloof, and that's just how that culture is.
Yeah, and it's like, girl, grow up.
Yeah,
I think that was Gina's point. Was grow up. You're an adult now. It's been some time. Right. That excuse doesn't fly anymore. So I think that she was just kind of like fed up with the whole situation. But hopefully they're able to move on from it, so we can all move on from it. And
please move on from me, because I'm tired of talking about that same little storyline.
Right. So like Sierra said, we did see why. Okay, but I didn't understand this either. So Gina and Travis, they show the scene where they're moving out, or he's moving out. I'm like, is she staying in the house and he just leaving?
I think it's her house.
Yeah.
Oh, she bought it.
But it was weird that like she's trying to make it seem like it's mutual, and clearly Travis does not want to leave. He thinks that this idea is stupid, and he's very annoyed with Gina.
I would have been annoyed too, because why are you sitting up here acting like you finna cry and this is all you?
Right. You telling me you want me to get up out of here, and you want some space, and you up there crying. I didn't want to do that.
Like, the kids are upset. They don't want to leave each other. Like, I didn't even think about that factor of, the kids have been with each other all this time.
Right.
And now they're going to be split up in different households.
And that's what I said when it originally happened. Like, I didn't like that was happening because the kids don't care if they ain't complaining about being in them bunk beds. Girl, suck it up. He dealt with you the whole time you with your DUI, with your ex-husband drama, and you can't deal with this little situation with his
and being on this raggedy show where he's
airing all his business in the street that he probably would have never told anybody.
Right, like you can't cope a couple months with the ex-wife. Like, I don't even think it's an issue now. Like, they got the restraining order. Like, what I don't get it. They got court stuff in it. It's not like it's a baby mama that just out here running rampant. They white. They go to court. They got legal documents. Like, come on. It was just unfair. Order. If he feel like she acting weird, he could request a drug test. Like,
right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, he got it all set up the best way he could, and he's just humbly packing his things up, and you sitting over here crying like he did this to you. Like that kind of pissed me off. I'm like, why are you doing that to him? He's probably, I think he did a great job by holding his tongue, because I would have been like, girl, what the hell you crying for?
I got out of this. The only thing, the best part of that little situation was she got a cute dog. The dog was cute.
Yeah, she does have a cute dog.
And he trained well because he stood right beside her the whole time.
Right.
I just feel like Gina is on this new journey of, like, she was in the slums looking raggedy. She was divorced and in this abusive situation, so she claims. And now she's with this guy.
They went to
court for that.
Okay, so now she claims. So she was in this abusive situation with her, ex-husband, and had to live in a casita. She's on national television looking raggedy. Her hair's burnt off, fell off. She all the X, Y, and Z.
Just tear her down. Go ahead and tear her down.
Yeah, girl. So now listen, wait.
You don't like her.
I know, but listen, I have to tear her down just a little bit. So now she got a new man, and they own it up. And I think Gina's in a spot where she's like, I don't want to struggle no more. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to do none of this. I don't want to go through the mud with anybody else. This is too much. And I want me and my kids to be happy. But where she was wrong with that, she should have looked at she should have evaluated the situation before joining a relationship and moving your kids in with this man. Why would you do that? You need to take a step back.
That part. When they first got together, his income helped her to get to where she is.
Well, what does that say about her? She a city girl.
She like a lot of women. She don't use you to get ahead.
Come up. She used to come up.
We get about 15 points for that one, Gina. Go ahead, child. Go ahead and use what you need to use.
What she did is bad for Travis. A lot of people are like that. That's why you got to choose wisely, man.
You sure do. You can't roll out that red. I tried to tell my brother that you can't roll out the red carpet for these hoes in the beginning. You got to take them to Applebee's.
But it ain't even the beginning. They done been together for years, so you got to vet them. You got to make sure. You got to test them early.
Yeah, clearly test the heart.
Right.
Don't just give it all to them all in one swoop. Test their heart. See if they're genuine.
Yeah. All right, let's get into New Jersey, because honestly, OC was boring. That's the only thing that we got to
talk about. Was all they had going on.
Right? I feel like the Real Housewives of New Jersey was definitely a good lead up to this upcoming episode. Mm-hmm. So they started off with Jen and Marge having lunch. And I'm going to just say, I'm proud of Jen Fessler, because Marge told her how she felt, and Jen was like, okay, I'm going to text her right now and tell her I ain't coming. And I can respect that.
And she shouldn't have. That would have been really weird if Jen actually went to Teresa's house for that. That would have been the ultimate, like, Jen, you look like a freaking snake. You do that. Yeah. Like,
she learned her lesson.
I think
she said, I don't want to be on the wrong side of Marge anymore. She says, I can't go. I'm not going. And Marge is not playing. She got on that phone.
Caught up everybody on the invite list. I don't blame her, because y'all pretended, y'all playing in my face trying to act like y'all my friends, and y'all gonna go over here and listen to this person slander me.
I agree with her.
To me.
I agree with her. Like, don't go sit at the table with this lady and you know she's finna rip me to shreds and you supposed to be my friend. Yeah, she got on that phone so quick. She said, "Who's on the guest list?"
Right.
So what you finna do?
Right. What's your reason for going?
Right.
If you need to ask me something, I'm gonna tell you. Like,
you saw what she called Danielle. You saw what she called Danielle. Danielle didn't really have. Danielle basically might have just said, "Child, I wanted to go for the tea. That's why." She didn't have a good explanation. She just said, "Oh well, I just wanted to see what." No, it's being messy.
Danielle was clearly there for the show. She didn't care about nothing she was talking about. Like, listen, I don't want to jump ahead, but listen, it was a flop. Okay?
Yeah,
like,
it was.
It was terrible. Okay, so let's get into guys' night because we gotta hurry up and get to this stupid flop of a meeting Teresa pulled. So guys' night was crazy. It felt like it was like a battle between Louis and Joe, and Louis failed.
Yeah.
Like, Louis,
that would be a production thing.
Right. Louis, why would you invite these men over to do devotionals to their wife? And then it was weird. Like, you could tell that Jen's husband did not love her because he's like, yeah. Like, Louis like, so this is what you tell. He was like, this is what you say to your wife that you never say anymore. Right. Like, if you never tell your wife that you love her, like, that's the issue.
Just say
okay?
that.
Like,
it was giving completely uncomfortable.
Right.
And then you forced them into this. Like, I asked Brandon, I was like, what do you think about this? And he was like, because I'm like, in general, it's a nice gesture, but you don't invite people to guys' night and then force them into this. Like,
right.
I feel like it was Louis trying to like keep his little Zen image. Like,
make himself look good. Yeah. Like, this would be nice for the ladies.
Right. We still don't believe you, okay? It's fake. No. It looked fake. It looked rehearsed. It looked very produced. Fraud. Right.
God.
And why do you have a studio
no matter
anyway?
What Louis does, no matter what he does, no matter
it was
what
weird.
he does.
But why does he have a studio? Does Louis have a podcast?
He might.
It's in their house. So
Teresa's podcast.
Teresa has a podcast.
But that looked very manly. It didn't look like something Teresa would be in.
But you know, with podcasts, you could change the screens. Like, you can make it look, put up lighting. Like,
you got something in the works. And if
but he did say it was his man cave.
Yeah, he said it was his.
He said it was his man cave. But yeah, I just thought, I don't know, he creeps me out. It's just the way he does things. Like I said, I think the general idea was a nice gesture, but it almost was like he tricked them into it. It was like, come over for guys' night, and I want to put you in this room and say, I need you to say nice things to your wife, and we're going to record it on video.
It was terrible.
It was weird.
Okay, and then even the food. Like, okay, so be honest. Whose party you going to? You going to the little kid taco party, or y'all going to go get steaks at Joe's house?
I'm not gonna lie,
Joe's party looked way more fun.
Yeah, they had the red wine going, they had the steaks.
Right.
Freaking John Fuda
wearing the pajamas. Listen, that the dad.
Oh my God.
They said, do your lips normally look like this? He said,
right.
I was thinking to myself, yeah, that's how that mother effer looked. That's exactly how he looked.
No, but that was the daddy's karma. You wore them pajamas trying to be funny, and I'm gonna give you this allergic reaction. Send you right to anaphylactic shock.
What do y'all think? Oh my God, Joe Benigno, he had me rolling. This was serious.
He's the type of crazy and dramatic that I be on, because if one of y'all came to my house and you talk about my throat itchy and your eyes is wide, I said, Why call the police and the ambulance, because you ain't gonna hold me liable.
Right.
And what do you think about that?
Okay, listen, guys. If you guys are having an allergic reaction, you don't drink the Benadryl with water. You need to chew it up so that it goes into your bloodstream fast.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's why I'm calling 911, because I don't know none of that stuff. I can't.
And they talking about give them water.
Chew the Benadryl.
Ice all
No, but why they asking for icy hot? Like, what do you think this is gonna do? Like, oh my God, it was terrible.
But what do y'all think about
anybody listening? If you have an allergic reaction and you feeling like that, chew it up, because it's gonna go quicker than you swallowing it and your stomach having to dissolve the pill. No, you want to immediately put it into your bloodstream. Like,
or if that doesn't work, just simply call 911.
But you should definitely call 911 before you take the Benadryl for sure, because you never know how bad it will be. But the Benadryl will work much faster if you chew it up.
I'm glad you taught me that. I didn't know.
But here's my thing too. They was like, okay, let me ask y'all this. If this was your house and something happened like that, would you wait that long to call their spouse?
Well, he didn't want to make her panic.
I don't care. Okay, here's my thing. He's a man, right? If I was Melissa, I would have called her and like, what is he allergic to? Does he need EpiPen? Does he like, what is his health history? Because everybody is just guessing things. And he's an Italian man who's trying to be strong and who's like, no, we don't go to the hospital, da, da, da. F that. I need to know what's really going on with you. I would have been on the phone with her like, what is he allergic to?
Because why was they all putting their same mouth on that bone? Like that was
nasty. They don't care. They looked at his butt before.
It's like,
they took a shot out of the butt or did something.
Yeah, they don't care. Please, they have no boundaries.
Listen,
this is nasty, and
that's what they do.
That was throwing me off.
They do that all the time.
Yeah.
That was throwing me off for real.
They drink off of each other. They do it all.
And it wasn't like you just put the tip of your mouth. Like you got to put your whole mouth on that bone.
Didn't Frank kiss Joe's butt? I mean, they just be doing nasty stuff.
They're disgusting. They don't care.
Mm-hmm. But can we talk about how Frank did not let Joe coax him into saying that Louis was a scumbag? Like Joe was trying so hard to make Frank say that Louis was a scumbag, and Louis was like, I ain't listen.
He changed the subject, and I love that because he's like, I'm neutral. You ain't finna make me say nothing I don't want to say. Like, don't make me choose a side. I chose today. Of course, I value your friendship over his because I chose to come to your house. Like, I didn't lie like Bill did.
Right.
I didn't catch on.
Why did he lie?
He was busy. I didn't catch on to that.
He said he had a surgery.
And he was
like, I'm really going to Louis. Like they ain't gonna know what happened.
Right. Like you're not on TV.
Okay, but why y'all think that John didn't want to go to the hospital? Like he was really fighting it. Like, do y'all think maybe he was like on something? Like maybe
because he was gonna get he got a warrant for his arrest. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think that. Maybe he took something and he didn't want to go to the hospital, and then that be the next drama.
No, like some men are like, for example, my stepdad. He's Guyanese, and I feel like in other cultures they are very stubborn and they don't want to be treated. Men in general. It was a serious medical situation. He was like, no, you're going to the doctor, sir. We don't care what you say. And some men are just very stubborn in that way. They don't want the medical facilities called on them. They don't.
A lot of men are like that. They don't get regular checkups. There's a lot of men, especially in the older generation, they probably haven't been to the doctor in 10 years. Unless they're literally on their deathbed, they do not go to the doctor. Especially men that don't have wives. Men that have wives, they usually don't have a choice. Like, you go to the doctor. Yeah. But single men, please, they do not go to the doctor.
They won't. It's a very not masculine to them for whatever reason.
You just tucking your sick of me because I'm about to be WebMDing him and self-diagnosed.
That's why Kendra just said typically men that are not single, they had got no choice. Because Todd, as soon as he
get in the car.
Don't urgent care. I'm not playing with you today because you ain't going alone with these kids. Get in the car. We going to the doctor right now and get some blood work done.
Yep, you have to make their doctor's appointments for them and make sure they get their checkups and stuff. But single men, they don't go to the doctor for that. They got to be almost dead.
It looked like weak to them, and I don't know why. So
that's
what he was saying. I'm an Italian man. Just give me some water, whatever he said.
No, he said, give me some Vicks or some icy hot or something like that. Like, listen, that blew my mind. Like, he's like, Vicks works for everything.
That's what black people say too. Vicks and ginger ale.
Like, child. So
black people crackers,
Italian people is Vicks.
Yeah, give me some ginger ale. I'll be all right.
No, but low-key, I've been getting a lot of I've been finding out that I'm allergic to a lot of things, and I don't be trying to take medicine either. I just be like, let me just sit down and relax, give me some water, I'll be fine.
No, baby girl, you better don't play with that because them allergies really is dangerous. You gotta
get you an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Listen, I just don't scratch when I'm itching and I just relax. So the first thing we have an allergic reaction to is don't panic, because when you panic, it makes it worse. You just gotta sit back and chill.
Everybody was yelling and his throat was closing. Joe predicted I would never get over that. He was like, no, he needs to go to the hospital right now.
He's like, don't be an asshole.
He's in anaphylactic.
Yeah, he's anaphylactic.
He's in anaphylactic. And Melinda's like, what is that? Like, child.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that whole scene was a hot mess, but I love Joe because Joe he turned off his bro and got into dad mode. Like, listen,
he was ready.
Stop clowning and let's do it. And then can we talk about how Joe was peeing when the man is in the bathroom?
Why did he do that?
First of all, the fact that nobody got up from the table when he walked away and said he was having they were all sitting there still playing cards.
Yeah.
Right. I'll go check on him.
They don't care.
Had that been a group of girls, everybody would have ran after.
Ran
and
up.
oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most unserious, serious scene ever. But it was great. Like, I definitely would have went to Joe's party. Like, who's going to Louis' party
Right.
after seeing
Yeah.
the difference?
I would have left if I was Bill. I would have left Louis' party. Like, all right, I'm out.
Right, surgery
Right.
ended early. Here I am.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh hey, rolling up to Joe's. If I were Bill, yeah. Oh, my surgery ended early. Just
Yeah,
wanna,
right.
say hi to the guys.
Frank already spilled the beans.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, golly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this thing. So Teresa, literally, the whole show is talking about this whole big reveal. I got so much dirt. You'll never want to talk to March. Da 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 da. So she said. So she has this little thing over at her house. Okay, and first of all, before we get into this, Teresa is really stressed because she was looking. Her face was sunken. She's skinny. Yeah. Like I never thought that I would be concerned for her, but I'm concerned for her. Like, she looks bad.
It's not funny. She literally looks like she's withering away.
Yeah. She looks bad. Like
almost like when she just got out of jail. Do you remember how she looked?
Yeah. No, she looked healthier when she got out of jail. Like right now, I was a little nervous for her. Like she looks bad.
Yeah.
So let me just say that this whole thing was a flop. Like, in our notes right now, literally from the beginning, I just put womp womp because why did we come here?
Right. So Dolores was like, okay, so
right. So
everybody was at the table. They're looking around like, okay.
I wonder how much she had to pay her lawyer to come to this, because I would have asked for a refund, because listen, if this is the tea that you're giving me, I need my money back. Like, what?
Okay, so listen. So we know Teresa's not the best with her words and the best with explaining things, any of that. Like, she literally is trash at it. Like, I love my girl, but she's trash at explaining stuff.
But do you think this was an explanation problem, or the fact that it
I feel like this was a situation where Teresa felt vindicated to prove to them that she never lied. This went back to 2021 when she was accusing Marge of talking to Louis' ex.
Right.
And everybody was like, I don't think she did. She didn't. Marge, in fact, did lie about that. And that's proven fact. Even Marge said she did. But
here's the thing but this is why it flopped. She's going off and like.
We know why it flopped, because it wasn't delivered.
It could have been a text message.
It flopped because she was being a hypocrite. Like, you are up here making this big meeting about Marge talking to the ex, but you talked to John Fuda's ex. You talk to everybody.
Yeah. I think with Teresa, I feel like with Teresa, how she rolls, and maybe you guys view it differently, which is totally fine. I feel like Teresa doesn't really ever throw the first punch. It's typically if somebody gives her the slightest, and I'm not saying it's deserved. If somebody gives the slightest, she's going to bite back. But wait a minute, let me finish this thought. Back in 2021, when Teresa was first dating Louis, who's the one that brought to light about Louis' exes? Who did it? Marge did.
Okay, so question.
Well, Teresa, no. That's the reason. That's what started all of this craziness. And now we're moving 3 years later, where everybody thought, oh, you're wrong. Teresa wanted a lawyer present so that she doesn't explain it herself. She can have proven facts so people can believe it, so she can feel vindicated. Was it dramatic? No, sorry. But it could have been in a conference call, sure. But I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so you say that Teresa never throws a first punch or whatever you just said. Who threw it with Rachel and John? Because I don't remember them ever coming for Teresa. I feel like the whole thing. Tell me how they started this whole thing where she had to bring up him being a drug dealer in Paramus, when that's not even a real tea. Like, they said that he did a home invasion robbery with 5 people. Like, bring that up. Don't bring up the drug dealing at 18.
It started at the reunion. And it was like they all conspired against Teresa and Louis.
Oh, because Fuda was mad because he said that they called. Did they call his job or something? I don't know. Something with the investigator.
Right. Louis doing something with Dito, Joe Dito, whatever his
name.
Dito.
So that's why they came at them.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't remember, and I can come back with my receipts later on. I know for a fact. I know for a fact Rachel and John Fuda already had an out for Teresa because they were very loyal to Melissa. And that's just the facts of it. And that's not me saying because I don't like Melissa and I like Teresa more. That's the facts of it. And we know that's the truth. Rachel was Melissa's friends first. So I don't have it at the top of my memory. If I would have known we were going to talk about this specific part, I would have given receipts. Okay.
Well, listen, I'm not pressuring you to give them now. Please bring them next week. That's
I will. Oh, I very much will. Okay. I very much will. But I know Teresa. I've never known Teresa to throw the first punch, and she always says it, and I know that's facts. It backs it up. And I'm not saying every time that person throws that first punch that it's warranted. It may be stupid and petty, sure. But Teresa, she don't like none of that. You're going to come after me? Well, I'm going to come after you. So with the whole Marge situation, Marge started this mess by bringing up her boyfriend. We know how crazy Teresa is about her man.
Right.
She crazy about her man.
She like candy.
Yeah. She just like candy. So you bring
she like anybody that love their man. Like this is
right.
It's not. But I just feel like the meeting was very unnecessary. And
it was. It could have been like a FaceTime.
You wasted your money on this lawyer. You could have asked him to draft up.
It could have been a FaceTime. But let's get into how petty Marge was. I'm sorry, I don't like Marge, but baby.
No, wait. Before we talk about Marge, can we talk about why Gia was there? I don't understand.
Well, that's her mama.
Listen, they in her home. Like, why do you need to be there?
I would be right,
mom. You know, that's her right eye. That's her right hand.
Yes, that's her daughter, her first daughter.
Like, go sit at the kid table.
No, that's her best friend. I would have been right by my mom too. Bye.
And sometimes
we can talk about the epic thing that Marge did because it was epic.
Kendra, say that again.
Sometimes Gia helps speak up for her because when Teresa can't get her words together, Gia will come in and translate and say what she's meaning to say.
I was just gonna say Gia's the translator.
Yes,
a little bit more articulate.
That's like any foreign household. When they have an older daughter and the mom,
you don't stop talking about.
She ain't got no language barrier. No,
it's her mind works. It's exactly what her words.
She done been in America for a long time. If you don't knock it off, she don't need no translator.
People have been in America for a long time and they still don't know the proper English. But anyways, we're not gonna move on from Gia because she just supported her mom. Go ahead, next. What else is next?
Marge is epic. And I love that she sent funeral flowers to her event and said, sorry for the loss of your dignity. Love, Marge.
Love, Marge.
The timing was impeccable.
I know.
She said, now what time is this little gathering?
Right.
All right, bet.
No, but Danielle's reaction was also epic because she's like, oh my God.
Yeah, she was like, that was the most gangster stuff I've ever seen. But it really was. It really was.
It was.
Standard, but dang, like that's the level of petty that I live for. Yes. What about the funeral flowers?
Marge, we love you for that.
You know it wasn't cheap, baby. Them funeral flowers cheap.
$400.
That was at least like almost 200 because I send funeral flowers at work all the time. That was a nice little
little arrangement. And she had the words.
Yes. Wow, that was pretty crazy. Cheers, so Marge. I hope that during BravoCon, how they have a museum of all the memories that were they need to put that funeral flowers right in the museum.
That's going in the books. That gotta go in the books.
How would they preserve them? They're gonna just keep buying flowers.
A photo.
Or it could be fake rose flowers that look very similar. You could buy faux flowers that look similar to the ones that were on there.
I think even if they just did a photo and put it in the
something.
But we need the reaction too in the photo. We don't just want the flowers. We need the reaction.
Right. She said,
then I don't know if this was. I didn't see this on the list of things to talk about. Did you guys ever watch the What Happens Live with?
I did because Melissa was right after.
Melissa, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't.
So Melissa addressed the whole cousin thing too. She was like, "It's not like I was trying to like reconcile. Like it is convenient that you live across the street from."
You're talking about Kathy.
Yeah. Like Melissa was like, let's make this very clear. This is not me trying to attempt a reconciliation. Like it's literally convenient that you live across the street. Does that mean I'm about to be going over there and kicking it with you? No, but it's convenient. Like, it was good.
Even Andy brought up the topic of, will she be back for next season? And Melissa also brought to the attention that there may be a complete reboot, and she kind of danced around like she might not be back, or anybody might not be back. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
Andy talked about it on some radio show. He was saying that it's going to be a complete reboot. There's nobody that's going to be on the show that's on there now.
Yeah.
I'm curious how they're going to do that. They better bring some Jersey-licious girls, because I'm just tired of it. Some wealthy
Right.
Jersey-licious
Do y'all
girls.
remember that show, Jersey Licious?
Yes, child, that's what I want. Okay.
We need the raw Jersey girls.
Yes.
Yes.
I want the raw Jersey girls for real. I want all of that. All of it.
Yeah,
Young,
that
Actually,
fresh.
everybody talking about they want Drita to be on there. No, see, y'all mad at Danielle for fucking Jen upside her head. What y'all think Drita gonna do?
right.
We
Drita
need
would
people,
have
like we said before.
but
Right.
We need people that have never been on reality TV before,
Yes.
that
Fresh
are
meat.
raw, uncut, and live a beautiful life. That's what we want.
I think it's the end of an era for 15
a
years.
lot of the
Teresa.
housewives.
15 years. Teresa's the longest one on there. I think, 13 years for Melissa. I mean, it's the end of an era, and it's tired, it's old, it's stale. Let's move on, and we need some fresh new meat. And we need a group of girls that have known each other since the time before, not girls that they've just met maybe a couple
meeting. Yeah.
I need new, fresh history, and I want that. Whether it be a family, I don't care. It needs to be something. So
yeah. So okay, so did y'all also see the clips? There's the Real Housewives of the Real Housewives girls trip where the New York cast went. It's supposed to be.
No, I didn't watch that.
I watched it. It was so good, but it's about to come on TV. So I think we should definitely talk about that because it was good and the crazy was crazying. Okay.
Also, did you guys see? I don't know if I'm interested in this, but there's supposed to be some type of dating show with Giselle, Shannon. I forget who else.
Giselle, Shannon, Ashley, and somebody else. One of the other girls.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sonia. Isn't Sonia on there?
No, it's not Sonia. It's Countess Luann.
Countess, yeah. Countess Vaughn. Isn't that what
I don't know if I'm interested. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I like Ultimate Girls Trip though.
Yeah, Ultimate Girls Trip is good, and this last one,
it gives an opportunity for all the older ones to come back that were the friend and what's her name? She's from New York. Dorinda. Yes, Dorinda. She's
so
my
favorite. Ultimate Girls Trip. She was on there, and Jill Benson.
Dorinda was on there again.
Yeah, it was Dorinda. Jill.
I don't know. Okay, they want to bring Dorinda back twice. Then bring her back on. Just bring her back on, child.
It was all New York cast. So it was Dorinda, Jill Ben Simone, I think Luann. It was the girl with the blonde hair. I can't think of her name. Not Sonia, but the other one. Who was like her husband was like in the hip hop or something. Let me tell you, it was good though. And like, what's her name? Jill Ben Simone. She's still crazy. Like, oh my gosh, everybody was sick of her ass. It was good. Well, like, we definitely, if you guys don't want, like, we should watch that one for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
It was good.
And the kids are going back to school next week. I'll have more.
Praise the Lord.
It was, I'm trying to remember. I think Ramona was on there too. I think Ramona was on it too. So it was Kelly Ben Simone, Luann, Dorinda, Sonia, Ramona, and Kristen Tankman.
The only reason why I'll watch is for Dorinda, and Sonia is literally nuts. Sonia,
Ramona, and Dorinda are great TV.
Ramona, they are.
But okay, so it was different though because Sonia is poor now. So Sonia was not she's
poor.
Yeah, she just sold the brownstone. She ain't got no money. She living on people's couches throughout the year.
Shut up.
Like, it's sad.
Really?
Yeah, girl. That's why she
was living off her ex-husband's money, right?
Yeah, well, I think that or maybe child support. I don't know.
Oh.
But she was like, I can't remember if it was on that show or like a Watch What Happens Live, but she was saying she was living on people's couches in like Virginia or something. Like, I don't even
dang, because I know she was Airbnb in the brownstone.
Yeah, so that's when she was living on
I did saw that they did sell the brownstone. I saw that. But didn't they do a short sale or no? Was it not the dollar amount that they thought that we're gonna sell it? I feel like I saw that somewhere.
Even if they did sell it for a certain dollar amount, you know, she could blow through that quick.
Right. Yeah.
The way her lifestyle.
You would think that she would learn how to be fiscally responsible after living on people's couches.
When you come from a certain lifestyle, some people just don't know how to live in reality.
It's
some
hard to switch over.
Live how they were living. For you to go from being financially free, damn near, to now you got to really be frugal. You don't know how to do that.
She did her own grocery shopping. She had assistants, housekeepers,
her interns. They was free.
Right.
Yeah, did everything for her.
So she sold her brownstone for $4.5 million.
Wow.
But think about it too. If she needed to sell it, she's probably already in debt.
Because you know her little toasters and her clothing line and all of those things, they definitely flopped. So I wonder how much debt that put her into.
Yeah, because she probably spent.
I think that her clothes could have been cute if she would have marketed it differently. Like she was trying
to see none of her clothes. I didn't know she had a clothing line. I'm not buying that.
She did like a fashion show, right?
Yeah, it was like an old lady clothing line. It wasn't something that you would wear unless you go to work. Like it was good work clothes for sure. All right, so let's get into Basketball Wives. So it's getting better. I feel like it's warming up.
Yeah, it's warming up. It's got a little juicy this week.
Right. Okay, so what do we think about Cheyenne as a friend? Like, you gonna sit at this dinner and not tell your friend that she was a prostitute? Y'all was calling her a prostitute. Like her and Evelyn have this lunch, and Evelyn gives her permission to tell Jackie that she's a prostitute. Or that they found out that she was a prostitute in 1987. And she's like, oh, okay. So then she goes and has this meeting with Jackie and tells her, obviously, Jackie denies it. But it's like, girl, we already didn't. Like, I believe Evelyn. I feel like the private detective wouldn't just make up that.
Yeah, why would he fabricate that with his name?
Right. Like, girl, you should have just owned it. But that's fine. You want to deny it? Okay. Yeah, so, but why?
And she didn't tell Jackie that she was sitting up there kikiing with them and doing all of that. Like, no, I think Cheyenne is an opportunist, and I feel like she is just trying to be on the show. She's trying to get in good with everybody. But, I mean, cool, you told Jackie, but you kind of had to tell her. Somebody was going to tell her. Okay, so a lot of little side stuff happened on the show. People made up, had these little lunches, but the main meat and potatoes of the show, we get to this women's empowerment brunch, and Cheyenne, this is her brunch, and it's just messy. It's messy.
Jackie's brunch.
Well, it was Cheyenne's brunch, but Jackie was a speaker there.
I think they were both throwing it together, if I remember from the show.
Okay, well maybe I don't remember that part, but apparently they get to the brunch. Everybody is there having a good time. They don't even notice that Jackie is in the building, child. Jackie's over there. She's not sitting at the main table with everybody because, you know, she got beef with everybody. Now Jackie knows that they called her a prostitute or whatever. Yeah. So she has all this information. And the brunch is going well. You know, the keynote speakers get up there, but Cheyenne just got weird energy in general.
Cheyenne let Jackie put a battery in her back and she started acting brand new.
Right, because why are you sitting? First of all, I say she's weird in general because you're sitting at this brunch and you call was he a senator, a congressman? You call him funny looking in front of a room full of women. Like, it's weird. Like, okay, if y'all, that's how y'all joke with each other amongst each other.
It didn't need to be announced.
It didn't have to be an announcement. It was like she was standing before her friends at her birthday party, cracking jokes on everybody. Like, that's what it gave. It didn't give like a professional environment. So she asked the question, has anybody ever you had to use credit? Stand up if you ever had to use credit, because the man who created whatever was there.
No, he made it to where women didn't have to get men's permission to get credit.
Yeah, to get credit. Yeah, so shout out to him.
Right.
That was great.
Right.
So then it get real messy though, because she takes this beautiful moment and makes it takes it a break to shout out Brooke and call her out for not standing up when literally Giselle was sitting down right next to her. I think Brandy was sitting down. Yeah. And Jackie was sitting down amongst 10 or 20 other people at the party that were sitting down. And she's like, Brooke, I know you had credit before. Why you not standing up? And she's like, I got my hand up. And she said it like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Like, why you not standing up, Brooke? Come on. I know you need to stand up. Like, why are you calling her out? And I did not know that they've known each other for 20 years.
Right.
Ooh.
Brooke and
Cheyenne.
That's what Brooke was like. We've known each other for 20 years. Like, she's giving weird energy. I don't know where this is coming from. Like, why are you singling me out? And it just made her look weird because it's like, this is your brunch. Why are you singling someone out like that? And I'm pretty sure everybody at the party was like, okay. She said it 3 times. Like, the first time, okay.
Right.
You cracked the joke.
Mm.
But the second, third, fourth time was like,
you coming for me, okay? And I don't
like why are you coming for me?
And then after she got finished calling her out in front of the crew, she proceeds to come up to Brooke in her face and say that she was being classless. And what else? Classless and something else. And rude. And Brooke is like, well, you was being rude.
Yeah.
Like, why would you call me out in front of everybody? Like, if you didn't appreciate me sitting down, you could have pulled me to the side and said it. But like, calling me out in front of everybody is not okay. And then for you to tell me that I'm classless and I forgot whatever else she said. It's like, girl, you out of line. I'm never classless. Like,
right. And it was weird. That's why I agree with what you said about Jackie putting a battery in her back, because she didn't even have a comeback when Giselle was like, I sat down, you didn't say nothing to me.
Right.
She sat down, you didn't say nothing to her. Like, why are you picking on Brooke? She kind of just blew it over.
Right, because before she came up to Brooke after the speech, Jackie comes up to her. She goes over to Jackie, and Jackie's like, don't let them, you said exactly what you should have said. Don't let them make you change your mind or back down from what you said. And she was like, I'm not. And then so then she goes up to Brooke and was like, I thought what you said was classless. I mean, I thought you sitting down was classless and da-da-da-da. So,
and then she walks over directly standing next to Brooke and was like, I'm gonna come over here next to you. Right. And she's like still saying the same stuff to her. And she's like, how when everybody was doing the same thing, and you don't know what my situation is. You don't know while I'm sitting down. She had no response to that. As a woman, we're at a women's empowerment event. She could have been on her dang on period and had a stain on her butt. Like, you don't know what her situation was, and you calling her out in front of all these people. It was weird.
And then also, let's not forget that she's supposed to be like a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. She was on Teen Mom for like 3 seasons trying to counsel these women on their life. And then on this show, it's like she has no emotional intelligence
at all.
Like,
where's your compassion?
Right. Like, girl, I don't understand. So then, okay, so after, listen, I don't know if you ever watched Basketball Wife, but Brooke is not the one to play with. So after she told her the first time that I ain't this, and she kept trying to go and keep going at it, Brooke is ready to fight.
Brooke is from South Central.
Right.
Like, she don't play. Right. And when all that rumbling and junk, what happened? And Brandy was talking about some, oh, we can't beat up 25. She said, my family is down the street.
Right. And no, but Cheyenne had her mama trying to fight her cousin. It was literally like 5 people
her friends
trying to fight Brooke.
That lady took her jacket off and her little suit jacket. I got on a sage suit.
Right.
And you want to take your jacket and fight at this brunch. What is wrong with you?
It was crazy. It was given that Cheyenne might be a little bit of a fraud. Like, were you playing a psychologist, or is that really a profession? Because,
or are you so desperate?
That's a bad look, right?
She has her PhD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
she wears a necklace that says Dr. Bryant.
Dr. Bryant.
She acting like that.
And you want to be on reality TV that bad that you're willing to jeopardize your good name?
Everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't right.
Right.
But they do say people lose themselves when they get on these shows like this, and they get so enthralled in it that they kind of forget. But it's just like, and you got your family acting a fool at the Doolins. Like, why is y'all up here acting a fool up here? They trying to just get their little name on the TV show.
Was it at Doolins? I was wondering. It looked like they was on somebody's patio. I'm like, where?
It was the rooftop on Doolins, but that was a different location.
Yeah, they was on Crenshaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said it looks so low budget. They look like they on somebody's patio. Like,
then they went over to the Post and Beam. I said, okay, get on the
So that's why they went. That it makes sense now. The Post and Beam is right down
right across the street.
That's why she was like, Giselle, what took you so long to get here? Because it's
right.
It's away.
Right.
She said, girl, I had to get myself together because I was mad.
They was at the little LA hotspot, y'all, for the soul food.
Mm-hmm.
But
that sounds good.
I don't know, man. I don't understand what Cheyenne is trying to do, what she's trying to prove. It's not sticking. She looked crazy out here.
And you do not want to emulate Jackie. Like, that is not the vibe that you want to omit. Like, Jackie is what only Jackie can be. And that's not even like a good thing. Like,
and she's standing 10 toes down on it, because when she went to meet up with Evelyn, they still we didn't even get to the part where they really tried to fight y'all outside of the party.
right.
Like,
the stud, he came in, or she came in and was,
we don't know their pronouns.
Right. They came out and was following them around, child. Like, I don't, like, what was
and
you?
Brooke was like, listen, I don't know what your pronoun. I don't know if she said pronouns, but she basically was like, I don't know what your pronouns are, but you still look like a bitch. No, we can get down.
You're a bitch and I'll fight you, okay? I don't care.
He was like, we can get down, okay?
Listen, Brooke was ready to get active, like, girl.
And I love how she asked Giselle, was like, I don't know if that was okay to say. And then she said, I was gonna call her I ain't gonna say what she, a BB.
Yeah, I don't know what she was because they bleeped it out, but it was definitely derogatory. But
it was right. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it.
I know.
It's what the old people.
My husband calls that a ban, right? A BAN. Is that what you're going at?
No, it's what the old people used to call like a butch woman. A bull.
I ain't never heard of that one.
That's my grandma calls all.
Where's your family from?
Texas and California. They from Texas, but most of her adult time was in Inglewood. But
I never heard of that one.
She called her a stud first. She thought stud was derogatory, but she was like, no,
stud ain't derogatory.
She was probably like, so Giselle was like, no, she also, they probably call her a butch or something like that.
Yeah, and then
she said something else that they bleeped out. I don't know what she said.
Yeah, she said.
Oh, she did.
She said,
heard of that country ever. I ain't never heard of that.
And then Giselle said, no, you can't say that. And she said, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love that she made sure. Huh?
Yeah. I said that's some country shit I've never heard before. I ain't never heard that before.
I ain't never heard it before either.
It's very old school.
Santana said hunching. I ain't never heard the word hunching before.
Really? I said hunching on the last episode, child. I said it.
You did. Like I said, I learned that word from Santana, so that was months ago. My family's from Baltimore, like they're from the East Coast, so I don't know that country shit. That's extra country to me.
Yeah, I learned it from the young folk. I ain't country. I'm from right here in California.
Look, I ain't calling you country, child. I'm just saying that's some country shit that I ain't know nothing about.
They definitely said hunching growing up. That is country. That's how my family talk.
Oh, really?
I heard that from the young people.
You got that East Coast stuff. Child.
Country on both sides. My daddy side from Texas and my mom's side from Texas.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I love Texas. Anyways.
Okay, so No Love and Hip Hop, Low Love and Marriage, Huntsville.
Love and Marriage.
But they did release a very juicy clip of the next season.
Very juicy.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Listen, everybody getting confronted for the rest of the season. Okay, they ain't no friends. Okay,
taking no prisoners.
Right.
As they shouldn't, because everybody on some BS right now, in my opinion.
So on the last episode, they ended with Melody proposing this trip that they supposed to take, this girl's trip or whatever. So on the preview, that's what it starts with. The
girls' trip. They on the boat.
Right. Okay, so Letitia really did ask Destiny to come on this trip, because I was confused when I saw her on this trip. I'm like, because I know.
Yeah, Destiny was there. Sunny, literally all the ladies from the cast were on the trip. So while they're on this boat, all the ladies are kind of just talking or whatever. And someone asked, I forget who it was, they asked Sunny, do she want to have children? I think it was Nell. Mm-hmm. They asked Sunny, do she want to have children? And Destiny is kind of sitting right there in earshot of what they're talking about. And Destiny called everybody out at dinner. Like, I just think it's messed up that you guys, as my friends, would talk with my ex's new woman about them having children. And I agree with her. I feel like it's inconsiderate. Like, if y'all wanted to pull her to the side and like ask her about that, but like, if you're really my friend, like, why would you pour salt on the wound like that?
Yeah.
I just feel like it was weird for them to ask her anyways because they already established they don't fool with her. So why do you care if she's trying to have kids?
Yeah.
Like, it
Because
was
they want to
messy.
be messy.
Yeah,
and
it was messy for sure.
when you have friends like that, what do you need enemies for, in my opinion? If that's going to be
Right.
your friend, like, they would never be weird and try to make you feel extra uncomfortable. Like, sure, okay, now you're with my ex. Okay, congratulations. Like, let's move on from that. But I don't need to know the details of that. I don't need to know that y'all trying to have kids and X, Y, Z. Like, let's be so serious right now. So
it's hard enough that she's even on this trip.
Right.
Like, I have to sit up here and look at her.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure she took every opportunity that she could to talk about him in their relationship.
Yep.
Mind you, they on a boat, so there's no escape.
I can't go nowhere.
No, ain't nowhere. Girl, if it was me, I would have jumped ship. I would have died right then and said, call 911 because I'm not going to be here with y'all.
I'm not diving in the water. Put me on a tender and send me back to land. I'm not doing it.
So also on the trip, Trish gets called out about her lies with Martell. People trying to piece the story together. They're like, girl, you said X, Y, and Z, but we heard X, Y, and Z. And again, Melody is sitting there uncomfortable. It's getting weird because apparently, I don't know if the ladies brought this up or the guys brought this up, but about the timeline of when certain stuff was happening.
And Martell was still married.
And he was still married. And so it's weird. Like, why are y'all talking about, again, no consideration for the people that are sitting there. Like, think about how it's impacting other people. And what the hell was on Trisha's head? Was that weave?
A Ronald McDonald weave, looked like some crochet or something. Like,
it reminded me of, y'all remember that scene on Real Housewives of Atlanta when Nene did that little curly hair, and when she did her interview, it went up like that.
Oh my God, what character was that? Elvira? Is it gotta be?
No, it don't look.
It reminded me of that.
It don't look like.
She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. When I came inside, when I walked outside, the wind had pushed it up.
Girl, gone somewhere.
Okay, but then also, so between Sunny and Destiny talking about the whole kid thing, they pan over to the fellas on land talking about how Moses should have a throuple, and Moses is like, well, if anything, my wife is gonna be the main chick and Destiny gonna be the side
chick.
But even the fact of him saying that says that he still has interest in Destiny.
Absolutely.
Right.
And if
I
was
would
Sunny,
even entertain that conversation.
Huh?
Why would he even entertain that conversation? Like, honey, that will never happen. Dead. Like,
and if I was Sunny, that would be my.
How embarrassing for Sunny though, because she wants to prance around being like, I'm his wife, I'm his wife, I'm his wife. And girl, your man ain't for you.
We already talked about how she thinks she's the prize, and she's not, clearly. Like,
at all. Period, point blank.
At the drop of a dime, like Destiny said, if she opened up the door for him to be back in her life, he would walk right through.
Yeah.
Wife and all.
Yeah.
And that conversation literally proves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so juicy coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Listen, if it's a 5-minute clip, but y'all need to watch it.
Y'all do. It was a juicy 5-minute clip. That was some. Listen, there's typically like reality TV, in my opinion, these days have been so dry, like not dry. Y'all should watch this show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and watch this up and coming clip coming up. When I tell you this is like the original, we really getting into the
nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty.
Not to go into everything because we really want y'all to watch this clip. We got a DUI coming up. We got actually Marceau and Martell actually battling, and all the drama that Melody has been saying happened actually being revealed.
Like some cheating allegations, throwing out what really happened.
Right. Melody is finally getting vindicated in this beef between Martell and Marceau because they are both airing each other out. And then Martell trying to bring in Tisha, talking about she was sleeping with the homeboy. Listen, please watch this.
Okay? It's cheating allegations on every hand. Somebody was trying to fight. Mel got a new friend that she done brought into the fold.
Listen, nobody is really Melody's friend, so she needed
she needed her friend.
Yeah,
she did. Yeah, I have a question though. Okay, so one thing that I guess we could talk about this, like when it actually airs too. But I was thinking about this in the last episode when these things kept happening with Melody's supporters. with them approaching Stormy at her event, and they use the same verbiage as her.
Yeah.
Do you feel like she should take any accountability for how her supporters are terrorizing her castmates?
I do. And I only say that because if Melody wasn't like beefing with them as hard as she is, they wouldn't be mad at her. Like, they're only mad at these people because Melanie don't fool with them.
Right.
And I mean, honestly, she has every right to fool with whoever she wants to fool with, but like, you can't keep putting negative stuff out there and not expecting for people that are literally like your minions to try to come at these people in real life. Like, these delusional people that will come to people's jobs and stuff, they don't understand the balance between TV and real life.
Exactly.
Like, so she definitely should be like, yo, it's not, I appreciate y'all support, but it's not okay for y'all to be coming at my cast.
Right.
Like, because at the end of the day, like, on TV, we might have beef, and after TV, we might make up. So it's not okay for y'all to be coming up to their jobs. Like, y'all got to chill.
Right. And I think it's irresponsible of her to sit there and say that it's not her job to say anything, because when you pumping these people up and you telling them, and they use, I forget what it was, but they use the same verbiage that she uses to come at Stormy when they approached her at her place of business. And it's like, you're putting, it is like, you are championing these people. You're not going to tell them verbatim, like, you need to go out here and do X, Y, and Z. But when you stand before them, or you come on live and you say all these things, and they in the comments saying nothing, and you're not correcting nobody, you're not telling them, no, that ain't that deep, don't do that. It's your responsibility. Like, of course, you can't control people, but what you could come on, once you hear the information, come on and say, y'all need to chill out.
She doing like Jackie. She just putting a battery in their back and letting them just go off and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, act like she ain't got nothing to do with it.
What is it? You throw a stone and hide your hand, or whatever the saying is.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You throw the stone and hide your hand, whatever.
That's exactly what she's doing.
Yeah,
but it should get juicy over the next couple of weeks.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Like August 14th or 16th, something like that.
Yeah, it's getting good.
And look, these kids is going right on back to school, so that means bedtime is way earlier than what it's been for the summertime. So I am very much looking forward to it.
Right. Yes, ma'am. I can't wait for my kids to go back to school too, child. We running out of stuff to do, and it's too hot to be outside at the park. Okay?
Right. Yeah, it's too much. Okay, so y'all, this has been such a great episode. I think we covered it all, right? Don't have me just skip on stuff.
No, we done, girl.
Done, child. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in on another episode, and we cannot wait to check back in next week. So y'all have a beautiful, blessed night. Thank you for tuning in.
Make sure you subscribe, y'all.
Subscribe, like, and share, y'all. Quit playing with me.
Bye.
Bye.